Hello, my friends. Welcome to our Nutrition Bootcamp call today, and I'm super excited to chat with you. Last week, I chatted with you about 11 things, small changes that I've made that have made a huge difference in my life, and did a little poll. All right, y'all, out of these 11 things, what do you want to hear more of? And there were a couple things that were the most overwhelming votes. One of them was time blocking and learning more about managing your time well. So I think we'll chat about that next week because that's a huge game changer. But the more overwhelming one was joy, finding joy in your life. So today we're going to chat about joy, and it's like a perfect time, right? Because hello, it's the most wonderful time of the year, right? Or the most busy and hectic and crazy and oh my gosh, is 2020 over yet type of year, right? It's fine. We're fine. So we're going to chat about joy. Okay. So I've got 5 tips for you today. I will run through them at the end as a reminder, but we'll just chat about each one. And then if you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat at the end. And if you're not on live, we'd love to see you next week. Cool? Okay. The very first tip that I have for you when it comes to finding joy. I referenced this a little bit on the call last week, so I'm just going to kind of gloss over this. But for those of you who may have missed it, the first thing I want you to do when it comes to joy in your life is pay attention to the things that bring you joy. And I know that sounds so simple, but there was a time in my life, and again, I said this last week, but I'll just revisit it just in case you missed it. There was a time in my life where I was super down. I was super struggling. I just was crying because I was overwhelmed. I was crying because I was stressed. I was crying because I was sad. And I just was in this funk and all the things. And I could not figure out how to pull myself out of it. And I just had this little voice in my head that was like, hey, you should pay attention to what makes you happy and try to intentionally do more of those things. And I was like, okay, well, that's not a bad idea. And so I just did. I tried to be more consciously aware. And I can't tell you, it took me 3 minutes to figure it out. No, it was a several week process that I was trying to pay attention to. Okay, what actually brings me joy? Or oh my gosh, I feel happy right now. Why? Why do I feel happy? What did I do? What am I doing? Oh, okay, great. And paying attention to those little things. So just to give you an idea, just in case you're well, I don't even know where to start, right? For me, I know I feel joy, and I'm not talking happy. I'm talking joy, real lasting, it's not super fleeting. It's not just oh, I'm really happy right now because my kids are not fighting and my house is super clean for 3.5 seconds and I look beautiful and all the things I'm happy. No, joy, living your life in a state of contentment and peace and happiness, right? And this is not to say you're not allowed to be sad ever. And if you're depressed, you suck. And if you're angry, something's really wrong with you. That is not what I'm saying, okay? And go back and listen to last week's call if you're getting that message, because that's not the message I'm putting out, because one of the things I chatted about was really digging into your emotions and allowing yourself to be angry, allowing yourself to be hurt, allowing yourself to be afraid, figuring it out, working through it, all the things, okay? But how do you find joy in your life? Pay attention to the things that bring you joy, okay? And the little things that I know for me, if I'm in a funk, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling whatever, I know the things that pick me up very quickly because I paid attention to them. Go outside and play with my kids, with my spouse, unplug, put my phone down, step away, walk away, all the things, all the pressures on my shoulder, on my to-do list, all my just put it down. Go outside, play with my family, go on a walk. That brings me joy, almost immediately, okay? Taking a shower by myself, that brings me joy. Getting ready and actually feeling semi-cute and not mom bun sweat sesh of America things. That brings me joy. Having a bed that is made, that brings me joy. Doing my affirmations and reading personal development, those things bring me joy because they fill my mind and my heart. tuning into either listening to a devotional, general conference, or reading my scriptures, those things bring me joy and connect me back to God, which definitely brings me joy, right? Saying a prayer for help, for peace, for comfort, whatever, that brings me joy. And one of the biggest things is, and this is one of the things that last night, even my family and I, it was one of those days that we were just at each other's throats all day. And it was just, I don't even know why. I don't know what happened. But like Blake and I were like not fighting, but like being snippy. And we were being snippy to each other. We were being snippy to the kids. The kids were being snippy with each other. And it was just like the only person who could do no wrong in our world was Ellie. And she's like 8 months old and took a nap for most of the day anyways. So it was a rough day. It was a rough day. And we were at dinner and it had culminated to this like little moment of like Holland spilled his Sprite and like there was some freaking out like that was happening on all sides. And it was like, all right, we got to change the tone of this family dinner because this is not fun for anybody. And so I said, Holland, what is something that you're grateful for? And he like, I'm grateful that my dad plays with me. What are you grateful for, Mom? And I said, in that moment, I was like, I'm not grateful for anything. But I was like looking at my fork that I was using to eat. And I literally said, I'm grateful for forks because it would be really hard to eat without forks. And then Holland said to Blake, Daddy, what are you grateful for? And then we went around in a circle and we just kept doing it until the tension eased up a little. And that is something that we have used that as a tool for the last several months since it was introduced to me. I've written in a gratitude journal and it's really helped me a lot personally, like especially this year. Every day I just write down 10 things that I'm grateful for. But in the last couple of months, since Micah Folsom said it on her podcast about how like she always teaches her kids when they're like angry and in a funk and like she stops them. What are you grateful for? And she makes her kids say 10 things that they're grateful for. And it automatically switches them out of this place of to, okay, it's really hard to be angry and grateful at the same time. And like when you can flip that switch and express gratitude, not just like think it, but express it through writing it down, saying it out loud, saying a prayer of gratitude or whatever, it totally brings me joy. Stephanie said in the chat, yes, at dinner, we all share one crappy thing that happened in our day and one happy thing. Helps so much to check in with our kids on what happened in their world and share with them our struggles and triumphs too. I love that. I love the crappy and happy thing because I think that is a good thing to share, that like we all have hard things to go through. I'm writing that down. I really like that. Crappy and happy. I love that. Okay. So that is the first tip that I have for you. Just pay attention. Pay attention to what brings you joy. And I personally have written an affirmation about it. So I literally am reminded every single day as I'm listening to my affirmations on Think Up, because I go outside, play with my children, make my bed, read personal development, do my affirmations, express gratitude, XYZ, spend time in my scriptures, say prayers, like whatever. It has my whole list of all the things I just said. Because I do these things, I live a life full of joy, okay? And I'm reminded every single day, what brings me joy? So that I can like, okay, I'm kind of not feeling very good right now. What can I do to bring myself more joy? How can I feel happier? And another thing that I forgot to say, one more thing that really brings me joy is stepping outside of my shoes and serving someone else. Whether it's someone in my neighborhood, someone in my family, someone in our Fit Life community, and just reaching out and, hey, how are you doing? And sometimes it's as simple as a phone call or a text or watching their stories and hey, I noticed XYZ, are you doing all right? Or sometimes it's, I'm gonna make them some cookies and go drop it off and it'll be a fun surprise. Whatever, just stepping outside of myself and remembering that the world does not revolve around me. There are other people in the world that have struggles and sadness too. And that really helps me feel joy because I can then fill other people's cups instead of just be focused on my own, right? Okay, that's the first tip. Second tip for finding more joy in your life is to delegate. Delegate the things that don't bring you joy, okay? And I know not everything can be delegated, unfortunately. Like if we could delegate the whole, like it's 3:00 in the morning and my baby just woke up and I really don't want to go nurse her right now, like that would be really awesome, but that's not really a thing. So unfortunately, there are some things in your life that you cannot delegate, right? But if you can, and if you can ask for help, do it, okay? Do it. If your spouse is willing to help you, please ask. If your mother-in-law is willing to help you, please ask. If your sister, if your mom, if your friend, if your whatever. And I'm listening to Braving the Wilderness right now by Brene Brown. You guys know me, you know I love Brene Brown, all the things, okay? And she talked about briefly in this book that we have shame when we need to ask for help. And because that is true, unconsciously, we also have linked that with there is shame in giving people help too. Because if I feel shame when I ask for help, you're unconsciously putting shame on that person who needs your help. It's not conscious, it's subconscious, but it's just this whole like shame game of help and helping, asking for help, being helped, all the whatever things, okay? So just choose not to take part in that life. Choose not to take part in that game. There is no shame in asking for help. There is no shame in needing help, okay? You're human, I'm human, we're all human, we all need help. Every single day, every single day, every single day, okay? So, hey babe, I am really tired of making dinner and cleaning up the dishes after dinner. I will make dinner. Will you please do the dishes? Oh, great, thanks, right? Like your spouse can't read your mind. Your kids can't read your mind, right? Like if you need help, ask for it, especially as a woman, because every single person on this call is a woman right now. If you're a man watching this recording, help your woman out, okay? But seriously, ask for help. Do not assume that other people can read your mind, okay? Ask for help. And then delegate the things that do not have to be done by you. John Maxwell said, if it can be done 80% as well as you can delegate it, okay? If it can't, all right, I need to do it. But folding your laundry, guys, technically that could be delegated. Like, hello, cute 12-year-old girl in my neighborhood. Do you want to make $5 an hour? Come fold my laundry for me, right? Like that could totally be a thing. If you hate grocery shopping, especially bringing along your little people, right? Instacart is a thing. Or now, like they have with specific stores that you go through, if you don't want to go through a third outside party with Instacart, Smith's is the local store to me. I know we have several like people in different states across the board, but when I go to smiths.com or whatever, I can put all the things in my cart, order it, and go pick it up. And I literally just drive up, sit in a little designated stall, and they bring it out to me. I don't have to haul my 3 kids in. I don't have to do the whole thing and find all the stuff that I'm looking for. They looked for it. They checked it out. They put it in a bag. They put it in my car. I don't even have to tip them. I can if I want. I don't have to. And it doesn't increase the cost at all to do grocery pickup versus going inside. Okay. That's delegation. That is delegation. And they're like, and hello, in today's day and age, like do your Christmas shopping on Amazon. Like just do it in advance so that you actually get your packages on time. Right. And like, if you hate cleaning your house, find a housekeeper, okay? There are all these things that you do not have to do it by yourself, okay? You can delegate and you can ask for help. And there is no shame in not being able to do it all, okay? Especially if it's something that drains you. If it is something that does not bring you joy, let somebody else do it so that you can spend your life on purpose and living a joy-filled life, because you're in this constant state of doing what you actually love and not constantly being drained by the monotonous tasks that you wish you didn't have to do. Okay? Okay. Third step, create joy. Okay? Create it. For example, I would love to delegate my laundry being folded to someone else. Right now, my husband and I have incredible financial goals that are freaking awesome and also freaking challenging, okay? And there's a lot of like, I am growing in income streams. I'm trying to produce multiple income streams so that we can have lots of moolah coming in so that we can pay off all the debt that we have. Blake can quit his job. He can follow his heart. He can be an entrepreneur. He doesn't have any financial stress, whatever. I won't bore you. This is not a call about money, okay? But I can't pay someone right now to do my laundry because I want to use the money that I have to work towards our financial goals. And there's that like flip side of like, okay, well, if I did pay somebody to fold our laundry, I would be living in a state of joy and I could create more content and whatever XYZ. But the way my cute husband works, that's just not the way his brain works. He does not, no. Like I need to make the money first, then I can spend the money on the things that I want, okay? So like delegating somebody else holding my laundry and having a house cleaner and all the things, whatever. So financially, that's just not a thing for you. Make it fun. Make it fun, okay? When I was growing up, my mom called it laundry party. I hate folding laundry if you guys know anything about me. But the last couple of weeks, I've done a couple things that have really helped me flip the script. Has it all of a sudden turned into like sunshine and rainbows? Folding laundry is my favorite thing ever. No. I still hate it a little bit, but it has helped me a lot. I started to call it laundry party. Okay. So parties are fun. Parties are fun. And is it always fun to fold the laundry? No. But when I started calling it, instead of I gotta go fold the laundry, right? Like I'm gonna go have laundry party. That changed, I mean, just the tone of my voice just barely. Like it created a little bit of fun in just the words that I was using and the way in which I was talking about it. Another thing, Sarah said, my kiddos help me with laundry and put their stuff away. Yes, so freaking awesome. So great. And that is totally a thing. My oldest is 4. He's not very helpful. But I'm very much looking forward to the day when my kiddos are a little bit older and can help me with laundry. But then the other thing, sorry, somebody's calling me and squirrel brain happens. The other thing that has really helped me is I have separated all of the stuff into each person. So here's Blake's stuff, here's my stuff, here's Holland's stuff, here's Elila's stuff, here's Ellie's stuff. And then as I am folding that individual person's stuff, it makes me think more about that individual person versus like, I folded one thing of Ellie's and I folded one thing of Holland's and I folded one thing of Blake's and whatever. It's just never ending and there's so much stuff. But instead I'm just, this is Ellie's stuff. And now I'm thinking about Ellie and I'm thinking about how cute she is and I'm thinking about how much I love her and I'm thinking about like, oh, babies are so fun. And I'm thinking about XYZ, whatever. Okay. And it really has helped so much. So that's the example I am using. I don't know in your life what you need to do to create more joy. I don't know what monotonous tasks you have in your life that you're like, you know, and I just really hate this. I don't know what it is for you. I know some people love laundry. I know some people love dishes. I know some people hate laundry. I know some people hate dishes. I know some people love cleaning toilets. I know some people hate it. Whatever that monotonous thing is in your life where you're like, it's just draining me. It sucks, right? Just do what you can. Flip the script in your head. Change the words that you're using. Change the way in which you're doing it. Change the things you're listening to while you do it. And I've started to listen to my personal development book while I fold laundry. And I love listening to personal development. Hello, you guys know that. And yes, I have to pause 400 million times sometimes so that my children can come tell me something fabulous. But I love those moments of, okay, this is actually kind of fun. Like, why was this so awful in my head? And just changing those little things to create the joy in the situation, okay? Making it a game, making it more exciting. So yeah, and Sarah said, we just started doing it this year, so it's totally new, but so worth the help. Yes, and I know like my older sister, she has her 2-year-old putting away her own laundry, but she has like bins. She has those IKEA bins, and she doesn't care about like folding it. She's just like, yep, go put up your underwear and all that binness. And we don't have those bins right now. And I'm not about to go like buy all new dressers and bins. Remember the financial goals I just told you? Anyways, it's fine. We're fine. It's just a thorn in a little bit of my side right now, and it's okay. I'm creating that joy, okay? Laundry party, serving the person that I'm working on it with and trying my best to flip that script, find the joy in the moment and creating it for myself. Okay. Okay. Fourth thing that I tip for you is truly allowing yourself, and I really think this is the hardest one. Before I move on to this, Michelle said Olivia loves to put the dry clothes in a basket, but not folding it yet. Yes. My kids love to help me push the buttons and feel the little squishy individual packets and throw it in and like turn the dial on the thing. Like they help me with laundry, but it's not the like folding and putting away necessarily part yet. But okay, fourth thing, moving on. Embrace the joy in each moment, okay? And I think, like I was saying, this is probably the hardest one because we get so caught up with our to-do lists and stress and overwhelm and FOMO, fear of missing out. Well, what if she just posted something on Instagram? What if somebody just sent me a text? What if somebody just sent me a message? So what if somebody commented on my thing? What if somebody, whatever, especially if you're like working from your phone or whatever, okay? Just give yourself permission to enjoy the moment you're in, okay? And this is really something I'm working on right now. And I did not even think it would be a side effect, but that Unstress meditation program came out on Beachbody On Demand, and I really wanted to do it. It's a 21-day meditation series. It's 10 minutes each. And I was like, I really want to do it. And I did not do it consecutively. It was not 21 days in a row, but I did finish. And I have noticed in the last like month and a half or so since I started doing it, I am getting so much better at being present. And that sounds weird, but I am a person who lives, I don't have anxiety. I've never been like diagnosed with anxiety, but I'm definitely someone who lives in the future. I live in the like, what do I still have to do? What do I need to do? Like, it's not enough to do what I'm doing right now. What do I still need to do? And like, what, okay, when I'm done with this, what still needs to happen? And blah, 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 right? Like, it's just this, like on the hamster wheel, never going to get it all done. Never gonna, okay. And now I'm going to sleep, but I have to wake up in 6 hours to start all over again. Right? Like, it's a thing. It's a thing for me. And this meditation thing has really helped me to just like stop. It doesn't matter. Because right now, where am I? I am on a nutrition bootcamp call with my friends. And I'm chatting with them about how to bring them joy. And when 3 o'clock rolls around, I'll have something else to do, but I don't need to worry about that because it's not 3 o'clock right now. And I just need to be here and I just need to be now. And in the book, You Are a Badass Every Day by Jen Sincero, she shared an acronym for the word now, living in the now. And she just said, living in the now stands for never overwhelmed. And if you're truly living now, which, I mean, you really can't live in the past or the future, right? The past is already done and the future is in the future. You can't live there. All you can do is live here right now. So it's just in our heads though. Like, where are we living in our heads? And when you're able to live now, you can live in a constant state of never overwhelmed, right? Sarah said, today I forgot to put dinner in the crock pot and make rolls. Instead, I took my kids to the park. I was worried about dinner once I remembered and told my husband, and he was like, just have fun at the park and we'll worry about dinner later. Amen. 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 Yes. Yes. And I bet the park was fun and fabulous and totally like dinner will come in several hours and you'll eat something because you're going to be hungry. And even if it's quesadillas with some ranch on the side, you know what? It's okay. Right? Grace. So one more thing on that, enjoy and embrace the moment. I had a huge aha moment last night. So going back to like contention yesterday, whatever, we were doing every Sunday, we plan our week and we plan our meals. We have a conversation, me and my spouse, about like, okay, what do you have on your to-do list this week? What goals would you like to accomplish this week? What are your priorities this week? Where do you need to be? What are the bills we need to pay? What are the whatever XYZ, like we just do all that stuff. It's not very glamorous. It's not very fun, but it is very, very fabulous for the planner in me who likes to know what I'm looking at the week ahead, right? And one of the things that was brought up was I was just feeling very, surprise, overwhelmed, because I've got some goals when it comes to my coaching business that I'm like, I need help, babe. Like going back to number 2, right? Like I was trying to admit, like, I need help. I cannot do all the things that I'm trying to do and grow my business the way that I want to with the way my life looks right now. Like I just can't. And I feel very stressed. I feel very overwhelmed and I need help. And we had, through lots of conversation, lots of discussion and some prayer, we had like an aha moment. Like, okay, what if you do all that stuff that's overwhelming you first thing? Like, I wake up at 4:00 in the morning, but the first thing we do is work out. And we've been doing that for ever since I started 75 Hard. So like 3 months ago now. And that was just the first thing. I just worked out when I woke up at 4:00. And we had this conversation like, okay, what if you switched it? What if instead you did all your morning stuff, all your lifesavers from the Miracle Morning stuff? So I do my prayer, I do my meditation, I listen to my affirmation and my vision, I read 10 pages, I read my scriptures, I write in my gratitude journal, I track our expenses, right? Like all the things that are on my list to do in the morning, do them first. And then jump on and do my coaching stuff for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever extra time I have after I do that. And then we'll push play at 6. Like, would that help? And it was one of those like, yeah, why haven't we been doing that before? I don't know. Just didn't think about it, right? Like, I don't know why we weren't doing that before. And so today was day 1. And you guys, I feel so light. And I'm like, okay, if this is what my life can feel like always, like this is going to be a game changer. Because normally when nap time rolls around, I'm like, all right, I didn't get this done this morning. I didn't get this done. I didn't get this done. I still need to read my scriptures. I still need to meditate. I still need to write my gratitude journal. I still need to do this and this and this for coaching. And then like nap time is like over and done. And I'm like, crap, I wanted to take a nap because I'm freaking tired and I'm still not ready for the day and whatever, right? And this overwhelm. Sure. Can I ask him? Yeah. Okay. Love you. And this overwhelm, right? Overwhelm. But today when nap time rolled around, I was like, I can take a nap because I'm already done. And that was a cool feeling. And nothing was skipped this morning. I had already done everything that was weighing heaviest on my mind. So all that story to say, eat that frog, right? It's a book. I still haven't read it. I need to read it so that I can say that I've read it. But the whole concept is whatever is weighing on you the heaviest, that weighs on you the most all day long, do it first. If you hate unloading the dishwasher, do it first. If you hate folding the laundry, do it first before 10 a.m. If you hate XYZ, whatever, or maybe it's not a hate, it's just you really do like doing it, but it's just like hard to find the time, whatever. Like for me, I don't hate any of those things that I just shared. I love them all. I love doing them, but they do weigh heavy on me until they're done. And as soon as they're done, whether that's 10 p.m. or 8 a.m., I feel like I'm on top of the world, right? So whatever it is that you need to do to move your life, your goals, your family, your finances, your future forward, do it first in your day. And then you can live your life in this place of joy, right? Okay, last thing, and then we'll just stay on and chat. So last thing, but probably one of the most important things, surround yourself with people who make you feel joy. It sounds so simple and it's really hard, especially if the people in your inner circle are not necessarily the ones that you necessarily want. It's hard to cut those ties. And I had a teacher that I taught with. I was a kindergarten teacher before I was a mom, and she was one of my dear friends. We had kids 3 months apart. our oldest are 3 months apart, and she was one of my very dear friends. And the other teacher that we co-taught with, she's my best friend. Like, she is my best friend. And I adore her. We talk almost every single day, if not like for sure every single week. And it was really hard, this like 3 triangle, because I knew the other one first. And the other one I met after I had been teaching with this other one for a while. And it was really hard to like have this triangle threesome thing. And we didn't really all vibe together that well. We kind of did, kind of didn't. And after I stopped teaching, I was at home and I really wanted to continue my relationship with my friend Audrey. And I still do, still love her, still talk to her every day, almost, still to this day. But I knew I gotta cut ties with this other friend, because she just was not making me the best version of myself. And that is not to say she's not an excellent person. She is an excellent person, but it was just a very draining relationship. And I know you can think of those people in your life. I know you can think of those people who take and take and take and take and take and take and take, and they never give back to you. And it's very draining, right? And that's not to say that, that you can't ever, what am I trying to say? Like, there needs to be give and take in every relationship, right? And I always say, when it comes to your marriage, that you give 100% without expecting anything in return. But this is the person that you've already chosen, right? Yes, Cutie.
Mom said, if he doesn't get done, when his dad comes back, they're gonna go to a fun place. Then when he does get done on time, then yes.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
I'm gonna play in the playroom
Quietly, right? Okay, thank you. I love you. Please close the door. Sorry. Because this is the person that you've already chosen in your marriage and your relationship. And hopefully when you were dating, when you got together, you knew that he was going to be somebody that would give to you and all the things, right? And continuing your marriage, I always just say give 100% without expecting anything in return. And hopefully it's the same. They give 100% without expecting anything in return. And you have this beautiful marriage of just giving, and then you can also receive, right? But when it comes to friends and family and all the things, I'm giving you permission to cut those ties. And if it's a family member and you're like, well, I got to see him at Thanksgiving and I don't know how, okay, great. See him at Thanksgiving, but you don't have to stand by him. You do not have to engage in the crappy conversation. You can listen and nod your head and smile and walk away at your soonest convenience. You do not have to engage in the crappy conversation, right? And I just always think of like, small minds talk about people, big minds talk about things, right? Like, I'm one of those people. I do not like to gossip. I don't. And when I get sucked into those like energy vampires of like, let's gossip about everyone, I'm like, oh, my peace out. Like, let's go play a game. Let's go do something else. I'm not about this life, right? And I literally just like, I still love this person. I'm sad for them that they feel the need to talk about other people that way. But I still love you. You still have a place in my heart, but I do not need to engage with you. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to talk to that person instead, who loves talking about ideas, and we're going to chat about other things. And so I would just really encourage you. I remember Shalene Johnson way back Turbo Fire days. Like, I've been a Beachbody lifer for 12 years. It's fine. She said, if you can't find friends who want to work out with you, get new friends. And I was like, well, that's kind of harsh. Like, why do all your friends have to work out with you? And now that I've been in this world for 12 years, I'm like, no, I get it. Like, all my friends are the ones who like to work out with me, because it's important to me, and because I like to exercise, and because I feel freaking good. And all of my friends like to work out with me, right? And you become the person that you spend the most time with, right? Though there's that quote by Jim Rohn that like every single personal development author talks about, you become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if your friends are overweight, broke, depressed, sad, divorced, guess what you're going to be? Right? But if your friends are optimistic and positive and building their wealth and striving to live debt-free and overcoming hard challenges and whatever, guess what you're going to be? You're going to be that person. So seek to have people and friends in your life who lift you up, who bring you joy, all the things. Okay? I want to go back because I missed a couple of comments in the chat. Breezy said, I had a mindset coach help me switch my routine around as well, and it made perfect sense because she helped me see that I was connecting to God first and then working out. Love it, and has helped me in my morning routine so much. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love that. And that's one of the things I've been doing too, is like before I do anything, I like say my prayer and whatever, it helps. Michelle said, I struggle with forming a daily routine since I became a mom. Hub's career change and being a stay-at-home mom after working for over 20 years. I am a personality A, so it's been a struggle. Yes, I want to talk about morning routines soon. So I think we'll chat about that definitely. And I'm thinking it might be my next podcast episode because I think that is a very important thing to chat about. Stephanie said, stop being the go-to person for the person you can't go to. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for that. Sarah said, I've had to cut a few relationships. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling over my words. I'm sorry. I'll try that again because it deserves to be said. I have had to cut a few relationships recently because they're too unhappy, even if I try to help. Yes. And honestly, there's no shame. There's nothing wrong with you if you have to cut off a few relationships, and it's fine. Okay. So just a reminder, again, going through all those things. Number 1, pay attention to the things that bring you joy. Number 2, delegate the things that don't bring you joy if you can. Number 3, create joy. Laundry party, right? Music that you love that will help you get through it faster, whatever. The words you say, the attitude you have, change it and create joy. Embrace the joy in each moment. Truly strive to live in the present, okay? And eat that frog. Get the thing done first that you know will help you create joy over the long haul in your day, in every day, okay? And surround yourself with people who bring you joy, okay? Okay, if you are on the recording, I love you. I love you. You're fabulous. And I'll see you next week. If you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat.